debate of special autonomy by Imelda and Stefanus.
Before getting into the debate, let's find out what special autonomy means. So, special autonomy is an admission by Indonesia that the territory requires additional protections from normal Indonesian administration. So, motion of the day would be this House would give more special autonomies to other regions in Indonesia. Here are our speakers, me, Imelda, as the proposition, aka the pro side, and my friend Stefanus as the opposition, aka the contra side. And without further ado, let's begin our debate. First thing first, from the pro side would be special autonomy is not randomly given by the government. Okay, let's be honest. If you're talking about special autonomy here, disunited may be our main concern, because if government just randomly gives special autonomies to so many regions, then they can be separated or something. But actually, it doesn't work like that. There are certain criteria in which a region should have in order to gain special autonomy, and by these criteria, you would see how important special autonomy is. First, in terms of historical, a region that contains a lot of historical heritage of Indonesia could get special autonomy in order to preserve these heritages. Second, in terms of politics, as we all may know, Indonesia, throughout our governments, our regions, we have so many differences. And this can cause a separation movement or conflicts. Because of this, special autonomy is needed to reduce prolonged conflict in certain regions, as well as to prevent a separation movement. The next, in terms of social cultural, a region gets a special autonomy because the richness of their tradition, or they have a unique or magnificent tourism advantages. They needed this special autonomy to make sure that their tourism can grow bigger and bigger. The fourth is in terms of economy. Indonesian government, the central government, wanted to make sure that regions that are falling behind get enough help. For example, they can give more funding to them. Next one would be the argument from countryside.
Alright, thank you. Now, this House disagree with the motion provided. The reason is because the advantage of autonomy is the ability to create a policy that are unique to that province alone. However, this advantage also carries its own problem. When a nation needs everyone to work together, provincial autonomy may hinder such cooperation. For example, COVID-19. Some autonomous regions may relax their lockdown because they rely on tourism, even though every other province is in alert for COVID-19. This means that the autonomous region will be a hub for COVID-19, and other provinces will have to pay for the consequences with even longer lockdown caused by that one province.
So the recommendation that I have for today's motion would be Bali. So I recommend the government to give the special autonomy to Bali. Why is that? Because Bali has this concept of one island, one management, meaning all regions in Bali wanted to coordinate together and work together in creating Bali as a much greater region. This is called, like what I said, one island, one management. And Bali government needed the special autonomy to actualize this. And why is one island, one management concept is very important to Bali? First, because without this concept, there is an uneven development of infrastructure in Bali right now. The next would be investor exploitation is harder to prevent because each region has its own regions that could not coordinate together to prevent this investor exploitation. They can cause a change of land use which endangers Bali. The next argument would be in Bali there is unbalanced distribution of income each region caused by poor tourism management throughout their regency. Therefore, they need to work together with this one island, one management concept. The next one is one island, one management concept would want to focus more on environmental preservation in Bali so that their tourism can grow as well as their environment won't get hurt. Next thing, we will hear the recommendation from the countryside.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this House disagree with the motion. Now, The reason is because autonomy will allow corruption to go unchecked. For example, the case of Robert Rizzo. Robert Rizzo is a governor of a small city in Bell, California, with a population of 36,600 residents. During his incumbency, he paid himself 800,000 US dollar per year. To put this in perspective, the US president's paycheck is only 400,000 US dollar per year. Robert Rizzo was then found to have siphoned over $5.5 million. The reason he got away with this is because he changed the city into a charter city. A charter city is a city in which the governing system is defined by the city's own charter document instead of the law from the central government. This example shows how autonomy is a game by political elites who wants to be their own little king. So, this house strongly recommend that government should not expand the autonomous region in view of the provided reason. Thank you.